Small ones. So 3 draws, 2 losses, 17 goals, 11 scored, plus 6, 18 points. 7 points off the lead after 10 games. Is there a cause for concern?
Where do you want to start?
Whoever wants to say go, it's free country.
Yeah.
Today, luckily, the only person who can speak here with authority is Chep. Every other person is sort of being, they are being nice because they are not sure where to attack the animal from.
Out of emotions, I'm gonna say Arteta really needs to style up because we cannot continue like this. One person missing several games can't make Arsenal look like a mid-table team. It's impossible. No way. If you look at in 7 games that Martin Odegaard has not featured, we've had an XG of 1 and below. Yesterday our XG was 0.65 or 63 thereabout.
Yeah, you actually had 1 shot on target.
1 shot on target. And in fact, that XG predominantly came from Declan Rice. And that header that he failed to put it on target. And for me, it just goes to show how important Martin Odegaard is to Arsenal. We are not creating chances, clear-cut chances. In fact, when Arsenal is the most dangerous, is from a set piece. It's either a free kick or it's either a corner. That's when you're like, oh, fingers crossed. But open play, if Bukayo Saka is not crossing the ball, we are no threat. And we can't. And if we really want to compete for the league, we can't continue like this. In fact, we were lucky yesterday. Manchester City lost. Were 8 points, then tulikocheni mkono ligi imeenda. But luckily, Mungu akona sisi. And this is why I keep on. I'm serious. Imagine if Man City won yesterday, it would have been a different conversation today. I would have raised my hands up and said, Ligi imeenda.
Chep, what do you think?
For me, just for what I picked from it, it's really, really strange that has Arsenal just turned out to be a team that just depends on one player, and that is Odegaard. Because since Odegaard has been injured, even now, apart from scoring goals, now you're also conceding goals as well. Because you have conceded 11 goals, same as Manchester United.
Of all the teams.
So I don't know if, what's really the issue, because now it's just there's lack of balance, lack of creativity. Saka was there, but again, that out ball, there's no out ball. Another thing that actually, again, now that is bothering me as well, is why does Arteta rather play Partey at right back than Ben White? Because last season Ben White and Saka really worked well together.
Yeah.
There was walikuwa wamejuana. I know where to put the ball, where I can pata Saka and he can go, he can go and score. But for some reason now he prefers Partey there than Ben White. I don't know what is the issue with him and Ben White.
Here's what I'm going to say. The coach will forever put the best team that he thinks is fit and ready to get the maximum points. So if you see a coach, for example, like yesterday, Partey starting right back and White coming in the second half, then there's a reason for it. White has not been fit. Even last season towards the end, he was. But
I hear that and I listen to it. But Bowen, the reason why then does he come off the bench? I don't get it. Look, if he's fit to come on the bench and play for 25 minutes or 16 or 40 minutes or whatever,
he's fit to play.
Play him or don't play him.
Yeah.
This is that time when Kenya went to play Sierra Leone and we put Patila Omoto in midfield. We said Teddy Akumu had a problem with his eye, and then at halftime Teddy miraculously healed and he played the second half. That bit I don't get. That bit I really, really don't get. Either play him or what? So when you put him when you're losing, so what was he coming to add?
Exactly.
What is this he was coming to add? He's a defender. So what was he coming to add when he came on in the second half? What?
Clearly.
What was he coming to do? Or was he coming? Maybe he was coming to slide into a back three when Zinchenko slides into midfield. Yeah. Maybe you might find a reasonable explanation like that one.
He was trying to get the combination between White and Saka that we weren't getting from Partey and Saka.
Because for the last 20 minutes.
Yes, because we're looking for a goal. You're going to throw in the kitchen sink.
But why would
even Arsenal's idea of a kitchen sink yesterday was to put on Zinchenko, Ben White, and Jorginho.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a kitchen sink.
Why would
that sounds like a sufuria. No. A kitchen. You threw in a defensive midfielder and a defender as the kitchen sink. And actually, no. two defenders, two defenders, one defensive midfielder.
DM,
That
yes.
doesn't sound
And,
like
and
a
no,
defense
but
thing.
but if you can recall in that particular game, once Jorginho came, we got like 2-3 penetrative passes into Newcastle's
Starboy,
box.
you're
And
clutching
actually
at
the midfield
straws.
was
No,
worse. There was
Starboy,
nothing in the
Starboy,
midfield.
you are clutching
when-
at
when
straws.
Jorginho-
Listen,
So bad.
listen. 9 goal attempts versus 10. 4 shots on goal for Newcastle, 1 shot on goal for the Arsenal. 2 off goal for Newcastle, 6 off. Block shot 3v3. This game was as Arsenal were as blunt as they have been.
Yes.
You cannot remember Nick Pope. You can't remember Nick Pope making a save.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, you can't remember a save he made and you thought, that's a save.
For sure.
Nothing.
For
you
sure.
probably can remember Raya more.
Yes.
And
yes.
for me, the thing with Arsenal is that this is not just yesterday. Arsenal have been like this most of this season.
Yes.
The first 45 minutes of Arsenal Liverpool,
Yes.
that
They
looked
were
like the
brilliant.
Arsenal of last
yes,
season.
They were brilliant.
They played on the front foot, and I think Arsenal are a delight when they play on the front foot.
Yeah.
But I feel like Arteta has sacrificed something by making them more defensive, because Arsenal have been more defensive this year. Weirdly, it doesn't translate to more clean sheets.
Exactly.
But they have become a bit more defensive. They are not free-flowing as they were 2 seasons ago. Last season, remember, I kept asking, is it the defeats or the football? Then at some point, they all came together, the free-flowing football. This season, I'm not sure. They just feel, it almost feels like Arsenal have made a deliberate effort to be defensive.
In fact, it feels like Arsenal don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in their title credentials. That's what it feels like. Because if you are really confident about yourself and the team that you have, then you're going to be on the front foot. Then you're going to attack. You're going to have this aura that I'm the big guy here and I'm going for what I want. And we go for it from the get-go.
And I can understand missing Odegaard, because Odegaard is the engine.
Yeah.
Everything goes through him. And Arsenal is not exactly City, where they can lose KDB but have Foden. They can lose Foden but have Bernardo Silva. And they can lose all of them but get Oscar Bob or whoever. Arsenal, the resources are a bit thin. But I also feel like there's something they are lacking. Now, before I get to what I think they are lacking, what did you think? You guys are in the same boat-ish.
Yeah. I actually think, just looking back at what Arsenal, looking at this Arsenal team 2 seasons ago, they looked at like this. When they are not running at 100 kilometers per hour, they don't seem to get the job done this season. When you look at how they are able to play against let me just go back. I think this season Arsenal are in quite of a mess in terms of when you look at the defensive pairment, especially Saliba and Martinez and Gabriel. They don't look as confident and as good as they were last season compared to last season. Their spine, especially this season, hasn't been quite there yet, especially given the fact that Odegaard and their star boys in Saka hasn't been coming up with the goals, given the fact that he's been injured, And when you look at the attack, especially when you look at Kai Havertz and Martinelli, they haven't been giving themselves some space, given the fact that when Saka isn't performing, they don't have the capacity to come up with the goals. And it all boils down to how Arteta is coming up with the starting 11, because I think sometimes he's overthinking. Like you said, he's starting off with Partey as the right back. It doesn't make sense. Then him bringing him on sometime later, especially in the second half, it doesn't just make sense. And if you want to be in the title race this season, I think you just have to maintain a certain starting 11. You remember in the previous season, not the one where City won their 4th title, the other one, where we all knew that you could say the starting 11, the starting 11 of Arsenal. Yeah. I think Arteta needs to maintain that. Go back to the basics and maintain that.
My biggest fear is it's okay to draw with Liverpool.